Hey, it's your girl KV back with another review for Love and Marriage Huntsville, okay? Season 9, Episode 12, Shady Now, Sunny Later. And apparently, this is like the pre-feed because the finale next week. I said, okay, I guess this is. We thought we had a finale when we came back from that break, but they were still on the trip. I said, why they still on this trip in a whole other season? But here we are, about to be at the next finale, right? So it starts off with Nell and her family. They're doing the walkthrough for their vow renewal. vow renewals. Okay. When they first got married, it was at the courthouse. So this their first time really the whole shebang. The kids are there. They have different tasks, the DJ, the flowers, whatnot. And I think Lance was like, well, let's give Chris the music because he know music people. He can do the music better than me. Plus, I'll handle something else. Well, what's that? We're going to go to Grandma's gravesite. So they do go to the burial site, and it really made them feel complete and whole in that moment because that was part of the reason that she initially did not want a vow renewal, because she's like, one, these kids taking all my money, so I can't even do it like I want to do it. And then two, my mom has passed away, so she's not even here to be mother of the bride. So it just kind of takes a part of that joy away from her. But this is making her feel complete enough to really go forward with this vow renewal. Next, we see Trish take the kids out to like a little trampoline park. This was a cute little outing, cute little family outing for them. She's like, I don't know why Xavier got on these baggy clothes. He got on the baggiest pants. He got on the baggiest pants he could finally go to the trampoline park. But they sitting on a little thing and jumping over, and she couldn't even hold on to it. I said, Trisha, what you doing in the gym all day if you can't hold on to this thing and swing across and fall into the little ball pit? What you be doing in the gym, sis? with them coochie cutter type shorts all up in your crotch every day. What are you doing if you couldn't swing yourself through the little thing at the it makes you question. It makes you question what you doing at the gym if you can't get yourself across all them muscles and you ain't got no strength. Suspicious, okay? Suspicious. So they having a good little time. They sit down. She like, listen, I'm tired. They sit on down and talk. She asks them how they feel about the family dynamic. The daughter like, I like it. We good. We good over here. And then she asks the son because he don't really reply. So she's like, well, how do you feel about the family dynamic? He says, well, it's like y'all got this little secret beef going on. I just don't understand what's going on. And the daughter was just kind of like, oh yeah, that too. You can tell the daughter did not even consider her daddy in that family dynamic piece of that conversation, okay? She thought you meant the household, and that is working for her, okay? She got somebody that I'm sure she got Ken wrapped around their finger, okay? So she won't even consider. I said, yikes. Yikes. Okay. She tells them, okay, I'm divorcing your dad. How do y'all feel about that? He's like, to be honest, I thought y'all was already divorced. Yeah. It wasn't until recently that I found out y'all wasn't. How you found out? It was dad, of course. And as he's like, we already thought y'all was divorced, the daughter's like, mind you, her and their daddy ain't been together in 5 years. You got a whole nother man in the house that they are actively calling dad and acting as dad. Why would them kids think that you wouldn't be divorced? Because any logical person would just be divorced. It's been 5 years. You got a whole other man in the house calling kids calling him daddy. Everybody calling him daddy. He tucking everybody in for bed. And you thought the kids didn't think you would just automatically think you was divorced. It's just special as Juan and Robin on Potomac thinking that the kids wasn't gonna realize what their family dynamics was in the household. Do y'all think children are retarded? Like, do you think that because they're underage, they're special, they're slow, like they can't see? The eyes in their head. Okay. It'd be special to me that she was confused about it, right? I'm like, children are very logical beings. If the dad is gone and there's another man in the house, they just assume that there's a divorce. Okay, just that's a safe assumption. And so he asked her, does she plan on getting married? And again, and she says, "Whew, no time soon." Like, and then she tries to clean it up a little bit, like, "Oh yeah, I gotta do more self-evaluating. I just got some more self-evaluating to do. That's why no time soon." And the son said, "Yeah, I know." I said, "Ooh, that was a read." Yeah, I know. You got, yeah, mama. You all over the place, girl. You all over the place. So poor Ken, because Ken is like, oh, at first, until he realized I ain't got no nobody's earrings, until he realized that she was not interested in that. He was planning on getting the ring as soon as she got the divorce papers filed. Not even finalized, filed. I was just like, Ken, it's giving heady. But yeah, Nell has Trish over, and she got a nice little spread. I saw wings, some little deli wrap rolls. She was talking about some sushi. I didn't even see the sushi, but she was talking about the sushi, little champagne on ice. I said, yes, please. This is how you invite a chick over to the crib. Have me a spread. You feel me? If I gotta sit here and film a scene with you for hours, feed me. This your thing. Feed me. Okay, so nice little spread out. So the intent seemed messy initially, but it actually became a very heartfelt meetup. Neil starts talking about Martell and how, so you was at the house and y'all was doing this and y'all was just watching movies, all the questions. They move on to Ken and Marquez. She asks, so do they really get along? Like, what's going on with Ken and Marquez? Like, sometimes Marquez is acting fine, and sometimes he off the wall. She's like, no, they really do not get along, girl. They do not. Marquez, he himself told us that he was absent as a husband and being there while her family was passing away. She said her parents died 6-7 months within each other, and then her sister died as well. He said to himself, yeah, I wasn't really there for her when he was talking to Marceau the first time at Black. He admitted it. He said it. She says that he told her that she was too close to her family. And this is in the midst of family being sick and dying off. And he told her that she was too close to them. She mentions that her sister passed away right in front of her. She was trying to resuscitate her and all. Her daughter was there. And you gonna tell me I'm too close to my family? Yeah, it would have been a wrap for me. It wouldn't be absolutely no coming back for me. If you don't have compassion for somebody that is actively in the midst of losing and grieving multiple family members, including both parents, the household that you grew up with is no longer, and you ain't got no compassion, baby, you're dead to me. Cops on the radar, you're dead to me, okay? I gotta listen to that album, that joint. I'm gonna revisit that. But anywho, yes, so they end up talking about grief, and because Nell could relate. She had those type of moments with her mom and just being there when loved ones transition, and they just really had a bonding moment and came to the realization that they are both hotheads that need intensive therapy because they're in intensive grieving processes, okay? So yes, go see somebody about those things. And next we see Ken go to see his homeboy. You remember the homeboy that owns the bar? I cannot remember that man's name. Was it like Will or something? It literally popping up on the screen, so I'm trying to see if they show his name. They don't. They must have already showed it. But he goes to see the homeboy that owns the bar, and they having a real conversation. This is the homeboy that's gonna keep it real with him at all times, right? So he admits that this mess is getting to him because he's feeling like he can't even trust Trisha no more. Every time he come around these people, it's more coming out up to this story about her and Martell. So he truly cannot trust this girl, because why couldn't all of this be told to me the first time the conversation happened? The first time I knew that we was gonna be this actively involved around these people, and you was just canoodling with this man a couple years ago. Girl, I was cracking up about that. I said, oh, now it's getting to you. Now it's getting to you. He's like, she's always defensive, and it just shouldn't be like that. You know what I mean? Friend asked him, you sure she's still not wanting her husband? I said, ugh. I really don't think that she necessarily wants her husband. I just think that she wants to be bitter for a while. She wants to be bitter for a little while longer. Ken can be there. Clearly, like he said, the friend was like, well, I've seen you be a punching bag before. It's not the first time you be in these type of relationships. So Trisha over there just not even treating you good, and you just dealing with it. But she clearly wants to be bitter over this man for a little while longer. They say it take you half the amount of time of the relationship to really get over that relationship. Not necessarily that person, but that relationship. And that was her high school sweetheart. So she needs to go talk to somebody, get on somebody's talk space or something like that quick, so she can, take that time down. Because what's they got to be like? If her son about to be 20-year relationship, 20-year, you can't be bitter for 10 years, boo. So it's already been 5. Let's go talk to somebody to cut it on down to maybe 7 and not 10. Okay. Yeah. So Ken basically feel like everybody trash in these streets. Everybody lie, everybody deceitful, everybody trash. Just pick one and rock out. I said, oh my God. Is that really how you think? That is terrible. That is a terrible way of thinking. Everybody trash, so just pick you somebody and be. Like, Jesus Christ. Somebody at least treat you nice. Like, at least be treated nice and be happy. Jesus. Jesus. He said he feels like he feels like he fills everyone's cup. See how I got stuck there? And when he need his cup filled, he turns to her and she ain't got nothing for him. She look him up and down and be like, you looking at me for? But they go outside to the water hose and he just like, dang, that's what we on? And she like, why you wearing that shirt? He feel okay, yeah. So the friend is like, when is enough enough? And he's like, I know when it's time to leave, and when it's time to leave, I can get up and leave, and I can get up and go. The same thing he was just saying to the guys at the last little function when he was trying to act like, oh, I wouldn't feel no type of way. I just feel a way about the kids. I wouldn't even feel a way about Trisha, because I know that she wasn't for me if she really be on some mess like that. And we just like, sure, Jan. Next and lastly, we got the bachelorette party, y'all. It's something. This is the bachelorette party. I guess now it is like 50-something years old. I guess she is like 50-something years old. So what is we expecting? But now we out here crunk. So I was expecting, maybe a little party bus action, little bar hopping, the strip clubbery type deal. But they was just in a little spot, In a little spot they did have some people, some bodies to paint. So I said, oh, okay. I was watching somebody review and they was like, well, why would you have Brokey throwing your bachelorette party? I said, this is her hazing him. If you're gonna be smashing on my son, at least be used for daughter-in-law. And plus, Nell ain't really got nobody in this circle that she's really that close to that would do that for her. So if it would, and now, not to sound mean, but do Nell seem like the type that just really got friends like that? So, yeah, haze up your little wannabe daughter-in-law for the time being, girl. Come on, friend. Come on, daughter-in-law. Throw my bachelorette, right? So, everybody's getting there. Trisha gets there, and she is never going to have on some pants in her life. Like, Oh my goodness. She has on this little tiny, it looked like a Barbie outfit. Like it truly looks like something my child be putting on her Barbies. It's like this little sleeveless denim. I can't tell if it was a romper or a skirt dress type deal. And it's so short that as she's walking, you can basically like see that her cheeks can be seen. And I'm just like, okay. Okay. She gonna always show everything she got down there, okay? And then everybody else is getting there. What happened? Nothing really happened right there. So everybody's sitting down. Kimmy, say Kimmy and Trisha are in chairs. Melody is right there on the couch. Kimmy says, did you talk to Melody? Just like, did you talk to Mel? You know, like she right there. And then Melody is like, well, actually, Kimmy, Trisha, since we are right here, do you have an issue with me? Do you have an issue? It must be the light. I gotta work on my lighting. Do you have an issue with me, Trisha? And Trisha is just like, no, I don't really have an issue with you, but I feel like you was instigating at the barbecue. Mel was like, okay, well, if you feel like I'm so messy, you must think everybody in here messy. And she was just like, no. And she was like, well, why not? Everybody was asking questions and doing this and doing that. She was like, well, you was doing too much. You're talking about some, oh, you must still love him or something like that. And Melody was like, oh, my goodness, it was a joke. It was a joke. And she just like, well, I ain't think it was funny. It wasn't time for all this foolishness. I said, did she strike a nerve, though? She's allowed to still love that man. Now, if she's still in love with that man and or want to be with that man, that's where the problem is. But that's the father of her kid. She's allowed to still love him. I feel like she's free of judgment. You know what I mean? So, it's funny because the way that she's so defensive. Hold on. My throat. Dragging them up. Trisha is so defensive, and it gives, if I talk to you and have conversations with you, you gonna pry and find out that I effed your husband, so let me just fight with you. Let me just distract and deflect. It's giving distraction. It's giving deflection. Because if we not fighting, you asking me questions. So let me just beef with you, because now I really got to beef with you, because now you trying to expose me when you see I'm trying to keep it on the hush hush. And so we must find out on the next episode what the reasoning was, because Carlos King on his live was like, you know, we find out what the reason is that she wasn't saying the whole story. I mean, it wasn't nothing. It was just kind of like, oh. But I'm like, so what is it? Where is it coming? Y'all saving that for the finale? Lame. Anywho, Kimmy is just like, whoo, you know, this is an intense argument for people that both said they don't have a problem with each other. And Trisha is doing the absolute most. Yeah, bitch is doing this and da-da-da. Yeah, I'm calling myself a too. Yeah, we just arguing and da-da. And it was just like, oh, I was ready for Mel to hit her with her Shawnee O'Neal, thank you for your services. Thank you for your services. I wanted that. That's what I wanted in that moment, because Trisha was just doing a lot for nothing. She was really doing a lot for nothing. Like, yeah, Mel was being messy, but as she said, everybody around had questions because we know you lying. So for you to be so defensive when you know you was lying, and we know that you know that we know that you lying, like, how you defensive about me poking fun at you when we know you a liar? Be real. Girl. Stop playing. But yes, that's her, and she was absolutely doing the most. That's just like, oh my God, why is it so rah-rah? Y'all so rah-rah right now. I don't even understand why y'all so rah-rah. I said hush, because this is actually the first time that you not behind the rah-rah this season. This is the first time that you've been in the room with the rah-rah, and you ain't the one that been forcing the conversations for the rah-rah to happen. So hush it down. She's basically just like, I ain't trying to have it like this when Nell come in. They're just like, yeah, we got to get it out before Nell get here. But no, I don't want her walking in on that type of energy. Y'all got to keep it down. Behave yourselves. Be some ladies. Have decorum. This ain't the mirror. This ain't cute to see. You know, you got to act like this and not like this. Okay? Or like this. You got to act like this. And in walks Sunny. And she's in the confessional straight up like, whoo, let's see if I can take my own advice. And we see she can't. We see the previews. She don't take her own advice. So that cracked me up because she, I don't need her coming in. Y'all gotta act right. Nell is coming here. This is her bachelorette party. She been waiting all her life for this moment. Y'all better act right. Don't spoil this for her. Dun, dun, dun. In walks Sunny in her forehead, y'all. I said, Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. It's about to be some mess because I wonder if the topic of him being in jail came up and how that was handled, and because the way Destiny smirked. Somebody said nothing. Bye, y'all. Twitter. Follow. Subscribe to the channel. Like the video. Little thumbsy upsy. Comment. Let me know what y'all thought about this episode and this season altogether. I feel like they was on the trip half the season, like. But it's been decent enough, I suppose. But until next time, y'all. Bye.